I love that story too, because he was talking about it on that Instagram story. In person, he was always trying to be cool, but in his head, it was like, oh, this is fucking Doom. You know, this is the fucking guy. What's going on, guys? This is a motherfucking kid. Here we are again on a somber note. So Aesop Rock had this whole timeline. He had this whole story on his Instagram page, where he was basically answering a bunch of questions about Doom and his relationship towards him, how he felt about him. It was really sad, and it was very insightful as to like the backstage persona of Doom, you know, and how Aesop really perceived him. It's interesting to know that he was intimidated by the guy in a sense. I don't know Homeboy's relationship towards Doom. I don't know how much of an influence he has, but you know, I'm guessing it's like everybody else in the community. Before we start, I do want to say I will be uploading a freestyle art piece type of thing on this channel. So if you want to check it out, go ahead and hit subscribe and be on the lookout for that. So off rip, they're using the beat of Super Friends, which is dope because like they're friends, you know, Homeboy Sandman Aesop Rock. They're really close homies, so like they're using the beat for Super Friends on the tribute for MF Doom. It's super dope. That's a reference to rhymes like dimes, the give them something to remember, like the Alamo. Wow, this is him being like really humble in a way, recognizing that this guy, he inspired him, and it's not too cryptic like his usual stuff. I love that story too, because he was talking about it on that Instagram story of how in person he was always trying to be cool, but in his head it was like, oh, this is fucking Doom, you know, this is the fucking guy. And then the whole line of you're the Jordan, like, yeah, bro. In this other post, he was talking about how like he really doesn't even deserve to be on like top 10 list because he's in his own league of his own. He really like changed the game. It's kind of like really sad. I wonder if he ever told them this in person. You know, it's so weird, kind of like saying this stuff after he can't hear this shit.
Is that my parents listen to? Doom was on a mission to remind you that the magic is what matters. But where do you find that banner? Where do you find them patterns? He ain't had no manners. My favorite villain is the drop on Victor Vaughn. But every time I hit a great day intro, I'ma sing along and catch me sleeping on the GMO.
So he's saying Victor Vaughn is his favorite project, but like Mad Villainy like right there too. That's what I'm assuming, cause Good Day's on Mad Villainy. And saying that he's chopping up records that like his parents listen to, you know, that's why that Christmas record works so well, because like it sounds like something he would do, you know, even though the Adult Swim interludes are actually not made for that album. It's so weird.
Yo, being crazy tastes guts. Masa Alizars had a rep for being nuts. Extra special food was the anagram. First put me on, I proceed to put on anyone that was fam-a-lamb. And every particle, genuine article. Okay, you stiffed a few promoters. He wore a mask so the charge won't grab. On a rooftop with a large stone slab. Seen where the industry was going and had to go nudge to go nag. Thanks. Our bar is not a measure. Our music Doom was doing it's a unit of buried treasure. No one ever done it better, so I'ma keep my computer on caps lock forever.
It's like ask anyone about Doom and they'll tell you like, oh yeah, he had an influence on me. IDK was talking about how he had a phase And Talib Kweli was like, oh yeah, it's good for MCs to have that Doom phase. If people like fucking Drake and Playboy Cardi, G Unit, Odd Future, to all the way people like Milo, Bus Driver, Billy Woods, Open Mike Ego, Aesop Rock, all these people, like Doom had just an impact on everybody. It really is like ask anybody. It took me a while to understand the anagram of like food. It didn't click to me the first time, but it's really genius. It's like an anagram on MF Doom. One of my favorite tracks of Doom is Absolute Power Corrupts, absolutely. If they give the villains around the shed blood, some will be shook. Just look with their head in the mud, red flood. I love that shit. I love that whole album. If you haven't heard it, give it a shot. It's Born Like This. A lot of people don't mention that album. It's fucking crazy. He really did leave like a treasure chest of music, though. It's gonna be remembered for a really long time. Come on,